Hey, what's up you beautiful feckers, how you all doing? So this is the Ferrox, the new Corpus Speargun added with last night's update in Warframe that also give us rewards from the Pacifism Defect event, the Ignis Wraith research, the blueprint, the statues, the Terminator Nyx nerf and so on. If you're in a Simulate Nyx main, then I do honestly feel for you right now, the changes really do suck. But this video is about the Ferrox, our new primary weapon, which is a Mastery Rank 7 crit-based spear gun that can be gotten from your clan dojo in the Energy Lab. It's got similar mechanics to the Javelock, which we've had for a while now in game. You can shoot it, or you can throw it in the face of your enemies like, I don't need that weapon, meh. Limp-wristed throw, you've no longer got that weapon. So it's a weapon with a primary fire that shoots after a slight charge up timer. It deals base damage, most of which is puncture, so it's going to be good against armoured targets. And its alternate fire mode throws the weapon like a spear and creates an electrical turret wherever it lands. Now this kind of turret on the ground or where it lands will shock and crowd control enemies as well as slowly pulling them in towards the spear. It's a nice mechanic that can help out greatly with large groups of enemies, and it will allow you to clean up shop if you've got a decent sidearm equipped as well. But it's entirely up to you whether you want to use this mechanic and throw away your weapon or whether you want to just stick to the primary fire. Now, one thing definitely worth noting with the Ferrox is that its primary fire is in fact hit scan and not projectile based, because you can see projectiles leaving it, but as far as we can tell so far they are just for a visual effect to make it look nice and pretty. So maybe that might be changed in a future update, we don't know, but right now the primary fire is in fact hit scan, whereas the javelin that you throw is of course projectile. Like I said, the Ferrox is a crit based weapon that has a base crit chance of 30% but only 10% status, and when modded for crit this thing will hit very hard. Throw on Argon Scope for some red crits in there if you want, or bladed rounds, or you can throw on some fire rate mods, whatever you fancy, it's entirely up to you. You could also use dual stat mods, it is your call, but it's only got a 10% status. Its primary fire mode also has innate punch through, which will allow you to kill multiple enemies in a row, which is always nice for weapons like this. So shred isn't really needed with the weapon, although you could use it if you wanted. But the only thing I personally don't like about these types of weapons, the charge up type of weapons, is the need for them to be fully charged in order to shoot them, but also the fact that you can't hold that charge at all. So as soon as it hits full charge it will automatically fire, which can lead to whiffing some shots, especially if you've got potato aim like me. But again, that's my own personal dislike. I am sure that there's plenty of you guys that will love this weapon simply for that very reason. And like the Javelock, once you choose to throw the spear at an enemy, you need to go and pick it up or wait for that recall timer before it will appear back in your hands. Now, as for modding the Ferrox, I went ahead and put 5 Forma on it. Now, that was just so I could test different builds out. 5 Forma isn't exactly a requirement. Now, I decided to mod for crit and raw elemental damage. Its status chance is quite low at 10%, so I decided to just pop on 1 dual stat mod. I also left out fire rate mods and reload mods, but I can easily switch them in if I need to because of those 5 Forma. Argon Scope and bladed rounds is again entirely up to you. I chose to leave them off, but bladed rounds would be a great option for this weapon. I'm okay with the base charge up timer of the Ferrox as well, so I left speed trigger and shred off, but maybe you would prefer it. Now overall I think the weapon hits incredibly hard. It is really good. In fact, it hits harder than most snipers in the game. The only thing, like I said, that I don't like is its charge up mechanic. So the Ferrox is a really good weapon, but you guys can let me know what you think of it in the comment section below this video, whether you like it or not, or whether you're researching it or not. Don't forget to hit that like button if you enjoyed the video, subscribe for more Warframe, and as always, thanks very much for watching.
Let me tell the damn story now.